Welcome to our channel. Before we get started, please consider liking and subscribing so we can bring more stories like this to you.
The desert sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm golden hue over Salma Hayek's extravagant charity gala. Set within the opulent walls of a sprawling palace adorned with intricate mosaics and lush gardens, the event buzzed with high-profile guests from around the world. Laughter and music floated through the air as attendees mingled, sipping on fine wines and sampling gourmet delicacies prepared by renowned chefs. Salma, radiant in a stunning gown, took center stage to share her vision for the charity dedicated to empowering women and children in need across Morocco. Her impassioned speech resonated, inspiring both hope and generosity among her audience as guests raised their paddles for donations. The atmosphere brimmed with optimism, until a sudden commotion shattered the tranquility. Unbeknownst to them, a group of rebels lurked beyond the palace walls, intent on disrupting the evening's noble intentions, ready to turn this celebration into a nightmare. Beneath the intricate chandeliers that cast a soft glow over the guests, the palace buzzed with an air of sophistication. Elegant tables were adorned with vibrant floral centerpieces, and the gentle sound of a string quartet filled the room, setting a luxurious tone for the evening. Attendees, dressed in their finest attire, mingled effortlessly, exchanging stories and laughter while savoring exquisite hors d'oeuvres crafted by acclaimed chefs. As Salma made her way to the stage, she radiated grace and poise. Her gown flowed like liquid silver, captivating her audience as she began her heartfelt speech. She spoke passionately about her charity's mission to uplift women and children in Morocco, sharing tales of triumph and resilience that moved many to tears. The crowd hung on her every word, feeling a deep connection to her cause. With each donation raised in support of her initiative, a sense of unity and purpose enveloped the gala, creating an unforgettable atmosphere, one that would soon be shattered by impending danger. Just as the evening reached its zenith, an eerie silence descended, quickly shattered by the thunderous sound of gunfire echoing through the palace. Panic erupted as rebels stormed into the grand hall, their shouts mingling with screams from horrified guests. Elegantly dressed attendees surged toward the exits in a desperate bid for safety, while some instinctively ducked for cover behind tables. Salma's heart raced, yet she remained resolute amidst the chaos. Her mind raced with thoughts not of fear but of her mission. Clutching her microphone tightly, she urged her guests to stay calm and sought to shield those around her from potential harm. With an unwavering gaze, she assessed the situation, noting the location of her fellow attendees, all too aware of the need to act quickly. In that moment, the noble cause she had championed took on a new urgency, protecting not just herself but everyone present. As uncertainty loomed and danger surged closer, she could not let fear win. She had to fight for her charity and those who believed in it. As chaos engulfed the palace, a sleek black SUV pulled up outside, its engine humming quietly against the backdrop of turmoil. Jason Statham stepped out, his expression steely and determined. A seasoned operative with years of experience under his belt, he had received urgent intel just moments before about the situation unfolding at Salma Hayek's gala. Time was of the essence. With a swift assessment of his surroundings, Jason noted the armed rebels storming through the ornate entrance and the panicked guests fleeing in all directions. That he knew his mission: to infiltrate the estate, neutralize the threat, and ensure Salma's safety along with that of the hostages. Drawing on his extensive training, he silently maneuvered through the shadows of the palace walls, ensuring he remained undetected. Every step he took was calculated, as he prepared himself for what lay ahead. A fight not just against insurgents but for a cause that resonated deeply with him. He was ready to confront danger head-on, determined to save Salma and protect her vision. With a deep breath, Jason slipped into the shadows, blending seamlessly into the chaos of the palace. The sand-laden walls echoed with muffled sounds of distress, but he focused on his mission. Using his tactical expertise to navigate through the ornate corridors, he moved quietly, his footsteps almost silent on the intricately tiled floor. As he mentally mapped out his strategy, peering around a corner, he spotted a group of insurgents hastily setting up a perimeter near the grand hall. Their weapons glinted menacingly in the dim light, but Jason remained undeterred. He quickly formulated a plan. He would isolate them one by one, using the layout of the palace to his advantage. His training kicked in as he recalled techniques for stealthy approaches. Disarming traps and utilizing the element of surprise with calculated precision, he crept closer, ready to spring into action. Every room presented new opportunities and risks, but he was determined to dismantle the insurgents' hold and ensure Salma's safety at all costs. Jason moved with precision, slipping into the first room and quickly surveying the scene. Two insurgents were positioned near a window, their backs turned with a swift, calculated motion. He used a nearby piece of furniture to create a diversion, causing a loud crash that grabbed their attention. As they turned to investigate, Jason lunged forward, engaging them in fierce hand-to-hand combat. His training allowed him to disarm and incapacitate them with minimal effort, ensuring no shots were fired that could endanger hostages room by room. He dismantled the insurgents' presence within the palace. He employed clever tactics, setting traps to catch them off guard and using stealth to silently eliminate threats before they could react. Each encounter was meticulously planned. He aimed to keep the chaos contained while avoiding unnecessary harm to anyone held captive. As he progressed deeper into the palace, Jason's resolve strengthened. He knew that every insurgent he subdued brought him closer to Salma and her cause, fueling his determination to restore safety and order amid the turmoil. As the sounds of chaos echoed through the palace, Salma Hayek sat bound in a corner of the grand ballroom, her heart racing with a mix of fear and determination. Although surrounded by armed insurgents, her thoughts remained focused on her guests, many of whom were still cowering in fear. She could hear their muffled cries and sense their desperation, which fueled her resolve to protect them at all costs. Gritting her teeth against the restraints, Salma assessed her surroundings. She noticed that a few rebels were distracted, engaged in heated conversation about their next move. There was an opportunity within the turmoil, a chance to act if only she could buy time. Utilizing her charisma and quick wit, she attempted to appeal to one of the insurgents, engaging him in conversation. "Is this what you really want?" she asked softly, her voice steady but firm. "You can change lives for the better instead of holding us hostage." Her words hung in the air, an attempt to plant a seed of doubt while she prayed for Jason's timely arrival. As Jason advanced deeper into the palace, the resistance from the insurgents intensified. What began as isolated encounters had escalated into a series of fierce confrontations, with armed rebels now moving in coordinated groups, making each room a new battleground. He maneuvered through the ornate halls with agility but knew that brute strength alone wouldn't suffice. He had to outsmart them. In one particularly tense moment, Jason found himself cornered by 3 insurgents. Using a nearby decorative vase to create a distraction, he swiftly engaged them one at a time, employing his combat skills to disarm and incapacitate them. Just as he thought he had gained an advantage, a figure emerged from the shadows, the rebel leader, a menacing presence with a deep understanding of tactics and brutality. This confrontation would test not just Jason's fighting abilities, but also his inventiveness. The leader's cunning matched Jason's training, and as they clashed in a fierce exchange of blows and strategy, the outcome would determine not only their fates but also Salma's and the hostages' lives hanging in the balance. After a tense standoff, Jason finally located Salma in the dimly lit corner of the ballroom, her eyes wide with relief at the sight of him. He quickly knelt beside her, his voice low and urgent. "We need to move. Can you walk?" Salma nodded, her resolve renewed as they quickly worked together to free her from her restraints. With her hands free, she took a moment to catch her breath. "I've been trying to keep everyone calm," she whispered, glancing around at the terrified guests still huddled nearby. "But we need a plan." Jason surveyed the room, his mind racing. "We'll start by getting everyone out through the service exit at the back. I'll cover you while you lead them." With a shared nod, they set their plan into motion. Salma's presence inspired confidence among the hostages, and together with Jason's tactical expertise, they coordinated their escape as they moved cautiously toward safety. Their teamwork became a beacon of hope amid chaos, guiding the frightened guests toward freedom. As tensions flared and the sounds of chaos thrummed in the air, Jason and Salma quickly outlined their escape plan. Jason led the way through the dimly lit hallways, using his knowledge of the palace's architecture to identify hidden passages that could help them evade detection. "There's a narrow corridor behind that tapestry," he whispered, pointing to an ornate wall hanging. "It should lead us closer to the service exit." Salma nodded, her heart pounding but steadying as she rallied her fellow hostages. "Stay close and stay quiet," she instructed, her voice calm yet firm, with Jason at the front providing guidance and covering their rear. They slipped into the secret passage, carefully navigating its twists and turns. The corridor was suffocatingly tight, but it muffled their movements, providing a brief respite from the tension outside. They continued onward, aware that time was fleeting, and each moment brought them closer to freedom, if only they could reach the exit before being discovered. Jason kept a keen ear for any sound of pursuit, while Salma encouraged the group to remain hopeful amidst uncertainty. Emerging from the hidden passage into the moonlight, Jason and Salma were met with a chilling sight. A group of remaining insurgents had gathered outside, their weapons raised and ready. Jason quickly assessed the situation, noting their numbers and positions. "Stay behind me," he instructed Salma, firmly, as he prepared for the final confrontation. With adrenaline surging, Jason darted into action, using the surrounding pillars for cover as he engaged the rebels. The air crackled with tension as gunfire erupted, bullets ricocheting off stone walls. Each movement was critical. He employed his combat skills to evade attacks while expertly disarming foes one by one. Salma watched in awe but knew she couldn't remain idle. She spotted a fallen weapon nearby and seized it, joining Jason in the fight. Together they coordinated their efforts, making swift decisions amidst the chaos as they battled against the insurgents. It became clear that this showdown would determine not only their escape but also the fate of everyone still trapped inside the palace. As dawn broke over the palace, the tension that had gripped the night slowly dissipated. Jason and Salma, along with the other guests, emerged from the chaos into a newfound sense of freedom. Relief washed over them as they reached safety, hearts still racing from the harrowing experience. The once lavish gala had transformed into a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the courage it takes to stand against adversity. Salma looked around at her fellow attendees, each one marked by a shared experience of bravery in the face of danger. She knew that this incident would strengthen her resolve to continue her mission of empowerment for women and children in Morocco. The sacrifices made during the night underscored the importance of fighting for causes that matter, a theme she had championed throughout her work. With gratitude for their survival and admiration for Jason's heroism, Salma felt a renewed commitment to lead, not just in charity but as a voice for those who needed it most. Together, they would honor this night by transforming fear into action.